Hello everyone, this is my ride. It's a 1987 Plymouth Caravelle. Not to be confused with the Caravelle that's based on the K-Car Dodge Aries and Plymouth Reliant. This is the old rear-wheel drive. It's a Canadian version, so only the Canadian version is called Caravelle. The US spec version, I believe, was called the Grand Fury or some such like that. Most of the paint on this old car is original. There aren't too many scratches and dents, but there are a few here and there. It's just gone through the car wash. And there are a few personal touches, such as this little A. My parents are from Austria, and so I have an A stuck to my deck lid. That's one of the few personal touches on her. Aside from that, well, still looks pretty straight for 19 and a half years of service. How do I know this? I'll show you. Over here, the date of manufacture. I don't know if you can see this here, but it says 787C. That means it's built in the third week of the 7th month, which is July of 1987. Now that I'm about to edit the thing a day later, I come to the realization that the C on the date of manufacture code could also stand for the third day of the month. So 787C may decode as the 7th month, that's July 1987, and C, the third day, so the 3rd of July 1987. It could also be the 7th day of 87C, which would be 7 of March of 87. The car was assembled in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and I did a bit of reading up on it on the web. The mileage at present, or should we say kilometrage, is 29,257. That's 257,000 kilometers. I drive it about 3,000 or 4,000 kilometers a year. That's all. So that's not really a lot. And that translates loosely to about 2,000 miles a year. I use it for a couple of purposes. You can see the fake wood dash is still nice and clean and original. I even have the original radio in there. I haven't put any aftermarket anything in it. The floor mats are the originals, but they're looking a little grotty after all this time. But the rest of the upholstery is in nearly pristine condition, as you can see. There is one other personal touch I have to show you, and this is a special one. Since I use this car mainly for going to work and back, and for getting my beer. Don't know if you can see this one, but this is the little bumper sticker I have on the back. Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. Ben Franklin. I think it's apropos if you've seen my other videos. This old thing fires up at will. Hey, look at that, beautiful and smooth. That's 5.2 liters or 318 cubic inches of V8 power. It's not super fast because it's only going through one of those two-barrel carburetors, but we'll have a look at this little motor here. If I can get this hood up. Yeah, there we go. And behind that particular little motor is a very powerful, or should I say not powerful, smooth automatic transmission, which slips into the gears readily. And we're off. Uh-oh, we gotta go through one of these roundabout things. Yeah, another thing I haven't mentioned yet is that beneath the car, the suspension comprises in the front of transverse mounted torsion bars. That's I mean, this car was that was a really great feature back in the 50s when it first came out, but the torsion bars were lengthwise. This dates back to the Aspen and Volare of the mid-70s when they came up with this configuration. The rear, the back end is suspended by leaf springs like the old horse and buggies used to use, so some good ideas never go out of style. But this whole car, I mean, built in 1987, was already quite obsolete by its date of manufacture, just because it was an old folks car. I mean, it still is an old folks car. Most young people don't drive things like this, and because of that, I got it real cheap in great condition. It had about 60,000 miles on it. As I mentioned, there's 129,000 kilometers. That's about somewhere between 75 and 80,000 miles. I'll give you a little glimpse of driving down into Victoria here. There's the Olympic Mountains in the distance. I don't know if you can see it. We better merge onto this highway here. Yeah, well, not much really to see because the sun is right in our eyes. Cruises effortlessly on the highway. We're not going that fast. It's only about 50 miles an hour, but you know, it's a nice car. It's got cruise control too for long trips. I took it on one long drive to Chicago 5 years ago when I first bought it, and since then it hasn't really left town much except for a couple little excursions to Vancouver, and mostly, like I said before, I use it for going to work and picking up beer. Well, if I had a can of beer now, you know I'd be swilling it, but I'm not supposed to drink and drive, so I'm not doing that. Oh, thought I'd mention that they didn't make a lot of these cars. Back when this one was being produced, at least in '87, they were making mostly K cars, and they were selling those as fast as they could bolt them together. These cars were pretty rare. And the Caravelle version, there were a few left in town here, but not too many. These were the last of, I think '89 was the last year they built these things. Anyway, I would really love to see video responses to this, especially if you show me your car. What do you drive?